Hello, everyone. It's time to begin the proceedings. Thank you very much for joining us in today's webinar. I'm Vaishnavi Thakur, a PhD student in the University of Tokyo, and I'll be your host for today's session. Assisting me as a sub-facilitator is Ms. Sakshi Verma, and today's webinar focuses on studying and working in Japan. Aiming to promote education in Japan, University of Tokyo is organizing these webinar series. So we have invited various experts from various universities across Japan to provide valuable information and guidance on the programs offered in their institutions. Japan boasts the world's third largest economy and the lowest unemployment rate among the developed G7 nations. This makes it a very great destination for skilled professionals and students looking to study abroad. But unfortunately, due to a lack of awareness, many students opt for Western countries for their higher education. So, our goal is to bridge that gap and dispel any misconceptions about Japan, such as language requirements, tuition fees, and clear all your doubts. So if you have any queries, please post them in the Q&A portal, and our panelists and university representatives are here to assist you. So moving on into the webinar, I would like to invite Ms. Sakshi, the Assistant Manager of the University of Tokyo India office, to provide us more details about today's webinar and the University of Tokyo. Over to you, Ms. Sakshi.
Thank you, Ms. Vaishnavi. I'll just share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So hello, everyone. Greetings and warm welcome to the session 16 of Study and Have a Career in Japan webinar. I am Sakshi Roy, and I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the esteemed panelists from renowned Japanese universities for their valuable contribution to this webinar series. Thank you all for attending this session and for your unwavering support. Thank you so much. So this is just a brief introduction about our office. Our office is an integral part of Study in Japan Global Network project in Southwest Asia by MEXT, and we are dedicated to provide comprehensive information about Japanese universities. And additionally, we are committed to raising awareness about the various higher education opportunities in Japan by organizing educational fairs and seminars across India. So these are all the basic parts of our office activities. So talking about the webinars, our webinars is sponsored by MEX, the Ministry of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology in Japan. And we aims to familiarize you with the top Japanese university. And during this online sessions, the universities will be discussing their English-based programs and scholarship opportunities, providing you with a unique chance to learn about their offerings directly from their university representatives. So we encourage all of our attendees to please listen attentively and please engage with the university representative by asking questions in the Q&A portal. So about the number of higher education institutions in Japan. So this is just a brief idea about the number of higher education institutions in Japan. In Japan, there has been approximately 700 plus universities as well as specialized vocational institutions. And moreover, in Japan, Japan is consistently ranked among top 10 countries for education. And some of the Japanese universities have been ranked among top 500 universities in the world. So therefore, if you wish to consider your higher studies in Japan, you learn from some of the finest minds in the world and work in some of the most modern labs. So this is the email address of our office. In case if you have any questions later after attending the webinar, please do not hesitate to contact us. We'll be very happy to help you with your queries, and we'll also share the email in the chat box for reference. So thank you so much. Furthermore, we are also available in social media platforms. So please stay engaged by following our Facebook page, Instagram page, and make sure to subscribe our YouTube channel. I'll tell you our social media platform offers the latest updates on study in Japan webinars alongside with relevant information related to study in Japan. If you would like to access our past webinar recordings, you can find them readily available on our YouTube channel. So to check the recordings, you have to, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and it would be very grateful if you can support us by liking and sharing our YouTube videos. So that's all from my side today. I request all of you to please stay tuned with us till the end of the session. And I hope this webinar will provide you with valuable and fruitful information about this studying in Japan. So thank you very much for paying attention. We hope you enjoy the session.
Thank you, Sakshi-san, for giving your valuable insights. So I would recommend all the students, if you have any queries about joining the university, so Sakshi-san is your go-to person. So feel free to email the University of Tokyo India office regarding any clarification. So moving on, let me share the agenda slide again. So in the agenda slide, we have Study in Japan presentation by Ms. Sakshi Verma. So Sakshi Verma is a graduate from, she did her MBA from Ritsumeikan University and is currently working in Japan. I would like to invite her to share her insights of living in Japan and share her experience of working here. You can start your presentation now, Sakshi-san.
Thanks so much, Vaishnavi. Please hold on a second. I'll share my screen. Okay, so good evening, everybody in Japan, and good afternoon in India. I'm Sakshi Verma, and I'm going to present about my life as a student in Japan until now. And to begin with, I am alumni of Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University, and I graduated from MBA in 2022. So moving on, a few years ago, I was on the other side of the screen. I wanted to learn. The potential study opportunities in Japan. Japan being the reason because at that time, Japanese companies were investing a lot in India, and I thought that this would be an opportunity for me to at least, go there, have an experience, and come back to my country and use those skills in my career life. So to begin with, I was born and raised in New Delhi, and I worked with the Japan Foundation New Delhi as a PR and marketing coordinator. And after that, I worked with Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University as an assistant manager. I went to Japan I got a chance to visit Japan, and I spoke to a lot of Indian students studying there back in 2019, and that sort of gave me an opportunity, gave me an insight to study in Japan because of a number of reasons which I'm going to talk about in my presentation. And I hop on and I entered into MBA, and I did my marketing and Japanese management as a specialization, and I graduated in March 2022. And currently I'm working as a PR consultant for various Japanese government organizations in Tokyo. So why Japan? Because yes, definitely it's about the safety in Japan. You can actually without any a thought, you can actually come hang out with your friends, come late, and it's okay. In that particular sense, because Japan, to be honest, is very safe. I won't say 100%, yeah, but yes, 99.9%. Japan is very safe. Affordable living, because yes, as compared to the Western countries, Japan is affordable because especially as a student, if you're having a scholarship, you could afford a well life here in Japan, especially as a student, since there are various reasons you don't need to pay taxes. You are there, you're doing your part-time jobs, you are focusing on your studies as well as your part-time jobs, and of course with the scholarships you can you can live a decent life in Japan. Third is about the health policy. So if you're a government funded student, so government the 70% of cost is covered by the Japanese government, but if you're on a scholarship, that 30% cost is also covered. So for example, government scholarships like MEXT or JICA or JET scholarships. However, even if you are a private funded student, you just need to pay 30%, and that 30% is not that much. So yes, the health policies are good in terms of other foreign countries as compared to other foreign countries. About the public transport, yeah, the Japanese public transport is very, very well connected and very punctual. It leaves on time. Yes, you've been seeing a lot of videos on Instagram about Japanese, the Japanese manner, the great connectivity and the time management. Yes, it is very punctual. You cannot even miss a one second. So yes, you have to be careful with that. And about the job opportunities, you know that Japan has an aging population, so they need a lot of workforce. And they're very supportive with the international crowd. So there are various job opportunities, which I'm going to talk about in my presentation. So yeah, these were some reasons why I chose Japan. Like I said, I'm from Ritsumeikan Asia Pacific University. The reason being because apart from my career in my professional career, Ritsumeikan is one of the most multicultural and diverse universities. It has students from 99% of the world. So it kind of gives you an insight into learning about the other country's culture. You have a lot of network with them, you talk to them, and it is a kind of a learning opportunity for you. There were lots of workshops and university supported programs, like you can basically have an inter university boot camps, entrepreneurship boot camps. Since I was an MBA student, I used to participate in a lot of co-curricular activities, and I was always involved with Baito, which is called part-time jobs, both on campus and off campus. You can be, you can be a teaching assistant, you can help your admissions office, you can do the social media managing. So that is what I was doing. So like I said, it gives you learn within that particular process, and that kind of helps you in future if you want to establish yourself in your life. So yes. And then I used to be the RA resident assistant as well. So there were a lot of international students whom I used to meet because I used to manage them. So that kind of give me it was a learning process for me. So like I said, I was also helping my admissions office. Here you can see me as I was an RA somewhere. Here I am hiding behind and this is we had a in our dormitory, we had a movie night we used to organize parties and movie nights for all our for all our residents. Here I was basically having a tour with Japanese high school students, and here as well with the boys high school student, I was basically having a tour and I was showing them around. So that kind of small little opportunities is there. So it's a very interesting thing. Let me tell you that. So here, yeah, there are another set of photos. So this is my batch. These are my professors. I was helping them. So I used to be involved in a lot of, like I said, I was with my studies, I was involved in a lot of co-curricular activities. So so you know that after coming to Japan, of course you will study, but what's after that? So what is the, according to me, what I did was, like, I wanted to stay here for a while and I wanted to explore what are the job opportunities. So I used to participate in a lot of career fairs and seminar to know about the recent job market. And there were a lot of recruitment websites which I used to see in order to find a job. So it's called nworld, gaijinpod, daijob.com. You can also find some non-Japanese speaking opportunities here. Yes, Japanese is necessary. You need, if you need to survive in the country, you need to speak at least basic Japanese. However, it's not necessary for the university level. But if you want to end up with a job in Japan, a little bit of knowledge is really important. Moving on. So just to give you what a recent job opportunities, like what's the landscape of job opportunities in Japan. Japanese skills, like I said, is required, but you should also have an additional soft skills. So if you're an engineer, you don't need to learn Japanese. It's because engineer is itself very it's quite high in terms of other jobs. So it's a high paying job here in Japan. So of course, but then you should have some sort of additional skills. And then maintaining work-life balance is very important. So there is a myth that Japanese people loves to do over time, but it's not true. If you're finishing your job between 9 to 5, you don't really need to stay up late. So what I make sure that I am there, I pack up my bag and leave by 6, because that's what I believe. You should have your social circle as well. So you need to maintain your work life balance very well. So yes, that's about it. It was I kept it very short and very crisp. If you have any sort of information to ask, I will be definitely helping you through Q&A. And yes, see you soon in Japan. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sakshi-san, for providing wonderful insights into your student life and also about various opportunities for jobs over here. Let's look into the Q&A portal. So a student asked how much Japanese is necessary to apply, like for the application forms in the university.
So a basic requirement of Japanese level is N2. So N2 is must. N3, okay, but if you're an engineer, like I said, language is not necessary. A basic language is okay. However, for other kind of jobs, at least N2 is required.
Yes, I think you were talking about jobs, but the student wanted to know about the application forms to the university maybe. So I think for the university, we don't need any Japanese language. But yes, while we are...
Yes, for university, it's not mandatory to learn a Japanese, because you will be learning Japanese once you are there in the university. So yeah.
And there is another question: how well can pure vegetarians survive in Japan? So what do you say for that?
So the thing is, like if you're living in a city, so I was living in a very remote area. So for me, options were less. They are a little bit difficult to find vegetarian options. But having said that, that's not the end. You can cook yours by yourself, so it's okay. I mean, there are plenty of groceries. There are markets available, so you can go and shop for vegetables and stuff. So yeah, and especially for Indians, there are a lot of online shopping websites where you can get your Indian groceries. So it does not matter. Like a vegetarian can survive in Japan, definitely.
Yes, and I'm glad to see that there are many questions this time about studying and living in Japan. There is one more question about diversity, and also, are these all opportunities which you have mentioned in the presentation, are they available for international students or is it only for Japanese students?
So like I said, I was an international student. So yes, there are opportunities available. Depends upon you how, you need to be active. So the opportunities does not come to ourselves like just like that. You need to explore a little bit by little bit. So like, for example, what I used to do is, like I said, with my studies, I used to focus on the other co-curricular activities, because I wanted to increase my network, my my communication skills, increase my network. So I used to meet a lot of people. I used to talk with them. So yes, depends upon you how well you are conducting yourself. So, yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Sakshi-san, for answering the questions as well. And there are so many questions about that. So I think we can answer them in the Q&A portal itself. Let's move on to the university presentations. Thank you once again.
Thank
So
you.
let me share the agenda slide. Yes. So here we are. So let's move on to the university presentations now. So the first university is the Eikei University of Hiroshima. It's a very young university with a quite bold vision. So it started with an aim to become a 22nd century type university. So one that equips students with the skills and knowledge needed, not to just navigate the complexity of the world, but also achieve and shape a better future. So to provide more information about the university, today we are joined by Professor Nozomi MIZUSHIMA from the Department of Social System Design. And we also have Kenji Ueda-san from the International Affairs Academic Office, so to assist you with the Q&A questions. So with this, I would like to invite the professor to deliver her presentation.
Thank you for introducing us, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for participating in today's session. I'm Nozomi MIZUSHIMA, one of the faculty members of Eikei University of Hiroshima, and two more university staff members are here, Ueda-san and Nakagawa-san. So if you have any questions about our university, Eikei University of Hiroshima, you can always post them in the Q&A box. You can find somewhere on the Zoom. Okay, so now I'd like to start my talk. Okay, Okay. Can you see my slides? Okay.
Yes, we can see your slides.
Okay, thank you. Eikei University of Hiroshima is a new public university funded by the government of Hiroshima Prefecture in Japan. Sorry. And this university is newly established in 2021 as a single department university. The name of department is Social System Design, which aimed to foster the competencies to design society for a better world, with liberal arts and PBL programs, project-based learning, as its main focus. We currently offer only undergraduate programs, so we don't have master courses nor doctoral courses. I'm sorry about that. But now we are in our third year, and at present, we have students up to the third year enrolled. Each class year, we have 100 students with 20 international students and 80 Japanese students. So I think the diversity is a little bit wider compared to the other Japanese universities. And by the next academic year, we are expecting a total enrollment of 400 students, ranging from freshmen to seniors. This is relatively small size for one university, I think, but this gives you the advantage of a small class size, which is sufficient to discuss with faculty and classmates more deeper and more frequently. And as you see, we are in the initial stage of our academic journey. So we are eager to invite you to join us in shaping the history and culture of Eikei University. Okay, the campus of Eikei University is located in the center of Hiroshima. Hiroshima is one of the largest cities in the western part of Japan, and Hiroshima is famous for its long history and rich culture, including 2 World Heritage Sites. One is the historic Itsukushima Shrine. You can see the number 1 Itsukushima Shrine in the slides. And the other is the atomic bomb dome, which stands as a symbol of the first city to suffer the atomic bombing. Okay, the Eikei University's mission is to educate and support the young generation, encouraging their passion to design and develop a better and brighter future. We aim to address today's social issues, including SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, and enhance communities both locally and globally in the midst of uncertain socioeconomic times. Maybe you've heard about AI progress possibly causing half of today's jobs to disappear. We think that instead of just doing regular tasks, the focus will move or should move toward creating new jobs and making a difference in society in a more sustainable way. Based on this mission, we identified 5 key competencies required to transform our future and place their development at the core of our education. In our curriculum, we will make our students have the 5 core competencies before graduating. So first one is foresight. This is a competency to find out core problems. And strategy is to formulate frameworks of solutions. Global collaboration is to facilitate diverse stakeholders. The fourth is energetic drive, and this is to pursue challenges with leadership. And self-improvement is a lifelong process of continuous learning and growing as individual. So what is social system design? This is the name of our department. Social system design is a methodology to make questions and find solutions for complex social problems that don't have straightforward answers. This methodology uses two ways of thinking: system thinking and design thinking. By applying system thinking, we aim to grasp the structure of problems and identify its core question. Design thinking involves using knowledge and methods from various liberal arts fields to develop fresh solutions. The main concept here is that combining these two thinking methods can spark social innovation. The curriculum at Eikei University is designed to provide students with the knowledge and experiences necessary to put this approach into practice in the real society. Then, why we want you to choose EUH, Eikei University of Hiroshima? I'm going to show 7 features of us. So one is, first one is our bachelor's degree courses are offered in English. We provide all subjects in both English and Japanese. So we do not require Japanese proficiency. That means no EJU or JLPT scores are necessary for admission. You can complete all our curriculum in English. Also, there are several Japanese courses here. Second, the curriculum focuses on SDGs-oriented liberal arts. We provide liberal arts subjects, and all the subjects are related to 17 goals of Sustainable Development Goals set by United Nations. 17 goals can be classified into 5 Ps. That is, peace, partnership, people, prosperity, and planet. Our subjects are also classified into the 5 Ps. Peace and partnership is the foundation for all social change. So you will learn core subjects that are associated with peace and partnership first. Then you will move into applied courses. The applied courses are divided into 3 major liberal arts areas. The people within the 5 Ps refers to the fields in humanities that explore a wide range of human culture, history, and philosophy. And in prosperity, students study business-related liberal arts subjects that consider sustainable development. In the area of planet, you can study natural sciences that involves ecosystem, such as environmental studies. As I mentioned earlier, our curriculum works in a repeating pattern of learning and practical application. And this is the entire figure of our curriculum. And you can see this more in detail by our university's brochure. You can download it from website. But students gain academic knowledge in liberal arts and skill courses here, which they put into practice through project-based learning, PBL, and internship. After 3 years of this cycle, students choose their own social issue and conduct a debris project as the 4th and final year of the program. So this is our curriculum. This map shows our global partner schools. We have 20 partner universities in 14 countries. You can also apply for the exchange programs. Of course, If you can earn credit in the partner schools, they can be transferred to us. We also have scholarship for exchange students too. 3, we offer active learning in a small size class setting. We value active learning in small size of group more than lecture-style learning from professor to student. 80% of class time is used for group discussion or group work or presentations. The active learning will help you to obtain the sharpened skills on how to cooperate with other people, how to organize different opinions, and how to take a lead to complete group work or project. And fourth, on and off campus learning. We also provide on and off campus learning. You also must participate in internship or volunteer programs during academic years. We have extracurricular seminars and lectures that is called evening lounge. In this evening lounge, we invite entrepreneurs and business leaders. So students get lectures from them and exchange opinion with them. And studying in Hiroshima, Japan is also the special experience to you. As mentioned before, our campus is on the center of Hiroshima City. Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park is very near from our campus. It is a place for the world players to learn peace and an end to the nuclear weapons. Okay, and 6, on-campus dormitory. Our campus is 15-floor building, and on-campus dormitory is in the building. It can accommodate over 100 students. The dormitory is very secure environment because security office watches the building for 24 hours and 7 days a week. 7, fulfilling financial aid programs. This slide is our tuition, admission fee, and financial aid. The annual tuition is about 4,000 USD, US dollar, based on current exchange rate. Because we are a public university, the tuition is much cheaper than private school in Japan. In addition, we have tuition waiver programs for international students. If you are awarded, you can get 50% deduction. So the fee will be about 2,000 US dollar. And this is another financial aid. We have special scholarship for international students who will enter Japan with a student visa. Yes, this scholarship is limited time offer, and it is for the student enrolling between this year and 2025. The special scholarship will provide you with 50,000 yen, which is about $350 per month, and it continues for 4 years. As you can see the slides, if you can get both tuition waiver and the scholarship, it will cover your 4 years tuition and enrollment fee. Even after you settle down the total tuition and enrollment fee, you would still have about $6,200 on your hand. You can use this on-hand amount for, whatever you feel necessary. Okay, I want you to keep it in mind that we offer the scholarship for all international students, but at the same time, we also evaluate your academic performance twice a year based on our criteria. So if you do not meet the criteria, we may suspend this scholarship. Okay, next, let me explain about the career path in Eikei University. This is our 3rd year since we started, so we have not had students who graduate from us, but based on our curriculum, We assume that some students may consider working at environmental business, media industries, becoming an officials at international organizations, and some will become entrepreneurs contributing to SDGs. We also have support for students' job hunting. Our Career Center provides you with comprehensive supports. We hold career guidance such as interview technique, business manners, assistance with writing application documents, and in-person consulting delivered by our experts. Additionally, the center offers valuable resources and information to keep you updated on job fairs and career networking opportunities. So next is about admission application. Application period for autumn admission in next year, 2024, will start shortly. This is the second window application, and the period is from January 22nd through January 29th in Japan time. In the first stage selection, we will choose successful candidates by screening of application documents and short essay. Application procedure is first, prepare application documents and short essay, register the online application, making a payment for the application fee, which is about $120, and finally, submit application documents and short essay by email. Then we will announce candidate going to second stage in the later February. In the second stage selection, we will have online interview with each candidate. It will take 13 minutes. For more information, please visit our website. And this is the list of application documents. You can download the format from our website. And you can also find the topic for the short essay on our website too. Okay, if you have any question about how to apply, please feel free to email us. And here is a list of the English language proficiency tests and scores we accept. In case you completed your secondary school education in English, you don't have to take English proficiency test. You may submit the secondary school certificate instead. Okay, that's all for my presentation. For more information, please get access to our social media or email us directly. Please scan the QR code on the right side of the slides to email us. We would be happy to receive any question or concern from you. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to seeing you, Hiroshima.
Thank you, Professor, for a very comprehensive and detailed presentation. I'm sure students have benefited a lot from all the details. Let's move on to the Q&A session. Let me see a few questions from the Q&A portal. Are there MBA programs offered in the Eikei University of Hiroshima? MBA program?
Let me answer that question.
Yes,
Unfortunately, yes, I'm Kenji Ueda at Eikei University of Hiroshima. Unfortunately, we offer only the undergraduate program, so we do not have master or doctor program.
I see. Okay. Thank you for that. And are there any transfer programs from like, can students come here as exchange students, or is there any such exchange of programs are available between the university?
This is also unfortunately we have just started and this is our third year, and we have not prepared a transfer program. So if you apply, please start from first year.
Yes.
I'm sorry about that.
Thank you, Vedasan. No problem. I think most of the universities don't, so it's okay. And moving on, so are there university recommended MEC scholarships in the university?
Yes, actually, we have one mixed scholarship, and especially for the autumn entry student, if you have a good kind of entrance exam grade, we can provide a 6 months scholarship from this.
Okay. Thank you. So most of the universities have here and programs have entrance exam in their specific department. So what about Eikei University of Hiroshima? Do students have to take entrance exam?
Yes, as Professor Mizushima explained, we have two stages. First stage is application document screening, and after that, we will have a 30 minutes interview.
Okay.
That's it.
I see. Okay. Thank you, Veda-san. And I think most of the questions have already been answered by you in the Q&A portal. So I think we can end the Q&A session here. And most of the questions are like what the professor has already covered in the presentation. So I would recommend all the students to visit the university website because all the details are available over there. And if you still have any doubts, the contact details of the university are also left here. So you can contact them as well. Thank you very much for joining us today and giving us
Thank you
insight
very much.
into the university. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Let me share the agenda slide again. So here is the agenda slide. So next in the universities, we have Tokyo Institute of Technology. Tokyo Institute of Technology is also known as Tokyo Tech. It is very renowned for its very rigorous academic programs, cutting-edge research labs, and world-class faculty. It consistently ranks among the top universities in the world. So whether you are passionate about robotics, material science, artificial intelligence, any field for that matter, it offers Tokyo Tech offers very intellectual pursuits to flourish. So today we have Professor Nobuhiro Hayashi, the Vice President of the International Affairs, to provide us more details about the university. And we are also joined by Ms. Shipra, who is a very active student in the university. She was also the President of Indian Students Association in the university in the previous year. She is also here to share her experience with you all. So with this, I would like to invite Professor Hayashi to share her presentation.
Okay, so thank you for your kind introduction. So I want to share my screens. Is it okay to share screens?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start. So I'm Vice President for International Affairs, Nobuhiro Hayashi. So thank you for your interest in Tokyo Tech. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to all of you. And so shall we start? So this is today's agenda. So we have 3 campuses. The main campus is located in Okayama, close to south border of Tokyo metropolitan areas. It has been assigned as an educational campus, roughly. Second campus is located in Yokohama area called Suzukake-dai. The size of their second campus is almost same as Okayama. It has been assigned as a research campus. We have third campus in Tamachi, closer to the central part of Tokyo. It has been assigned as a campus open for societies, roughly. We have an attached high school in this campus, last campus. So this attached high school will be moved to the main campus in a few years. So Tokyo Tech was founded in 1881 by the Japanese government as a Tokyo Vocational Schools. In 1929, the school was elevated to a degree conferring universities as Tokyo Institute of Technologies. In 2004, not only Tokyo Tech, but also all Japanese national universities are re-established as an independent administrative institution under the name of National University Corporations. In 2018, Tokyo Tech was selected to receive a status of designated national universities, one of only 6 among 86 national universities. And lastly, as I mentioned later, from next year, in 2024, the universities will be merged with the other universities, Tokyo Medical and Dental Universities, and transformed into a new universities. So this is the structure of the department. So it consists of 6 schools corresponding to existing academic fields. This chart summarizes some statistical data of Tokyo Tech. One of the characteristics is that there are more graduate students than undergraduate students. This is because almost all lectures for graduate students are offered in English. For this reason, many overseas students enter Tokyo Tech from graduate schools. So a large number of international students from all over the world come to Tokyo Tech to study and research, and the ratio of international students has reached nearly 20%. So you can take the opportunities to experience Tokyo Tech with the other overseas students daily. So in the latest ranking, it is 55th out of the 1,418 nominated schools. So in some areas, so the ranks are even higher. Okay, so this is again, so a structure of the department. And so these schools consist of 27 departments. What is characteristic is these interdisciplinary courses. So by belonging to these, students will be able to study beyond the framework of their existing fields. We carried out a major educational reform in 2016. The biggest change in the education system was the joining of the undergraduate and graduate schools to form new set of schools. This is the first of its kind in Japan. The reason why we design a curriculum that provides a seamless transition from the bachelor's to master's program. This way, students are able to learn more effectively. Similarly, successive education and research from the master's to doctoral levels also provide more effectively. Furthermore, under these seamless degree programs, aspiring students are able to take higher level courses if they so wish. Also, Tokyo Tech has enhanced its leadership education to better prepare students for the futures. Another key feature is this green light, so that liberal arts education is available to graduate students as well as undergraduate students. So we want all students to once again receive a liberal arts education so that after their professional education, they can rethink how they can improve the world with science. So this is a degree program for undergraduate student. So you can take this, but unfortunately, the scale is smaller than the other degree program for graduate student. I'll talk about after this. I omit the details, but please remember the name GCEP and feel free to access the website. So from several years ago, all graduate courses at Tokyo Tech have been offered in English. In addition, graduate degree programs for international students are offered in all departments. However, there are several different types, which I will explain a little bit later. So first one is IGPA students are eligible to be recommended for a scholarship from Tokyo Tech to MEXT. However, the number of those eligible is very small. In addition, the entrance examinations are more difficult than those for the IGPC. I will mention later. As a result, admission to IGPA is more difficult than admission to IGPC. In addition, even if you are recommended by the university, you may not necessarily be granted a MEXT scholarship. You also need to choose your own research themes from some themes which are set from the beginning. For this reason, most students enroll in the IGPC, which will be described later. So there is the other categories, IGPB, but this is a special one, so I am the details. And last one, so most students enroll in IGPC. So in IGPC, you can freely choose your own research team and belong to a laboratories of your choice. You can also apply for mixed scholarships. About 30% of my laboratories are IGP students. Also, my lab assistant professor is a graduate of IGPC. And the important thing is the application schedules. So depending on when you wish to apply for admissions, you have two options. That is at the beginning of the April or at the end of September. The important thing to remember is that you must obtain permission from your assigned laboratory before applying. Therefore, we strongly encourage you to contact the faculty of the laboratories you wish to study in earlier than the application timelines. In order to enroll in the IDP, you must first find an accepting faculty member on your own and obtain his or her consent. To find faculty members on your own, you can use this start search systems shown here. Please refer to the website for details on procedures. You can find it by using Tokyo Tech Star Search as a keyword. Okay, and this is a recently completed dormitories. It is very comfortable and has been designed to allow residents to communicate with each other. So what kind of a future do you envision for yourself as an international applicant, considering studying in Japan and at Tokyo Tech? So Tokyo Tech graduates are attracting the attention of employers in Japan and abroad. Tokyo Tech graduates are highly regarded for their employability in Japan and abroad, and your future as a student at Tokyo Tech will be diverse and fulfilling. This is reflecting in this ranking. So this is the situation of job placement. A significant percentage of our graduates find employment in Japan. So our Tokyo Tech faculty members and administrative staff in each graduate and undergraduate department have provided detailed advice on employment that makes the most of students' respective fields of experts. Okay, lastly, so this is an explanation about the one buildings. So this building was donated by an alumni of the schools and is introduced here because it was erected primarily for the purpose of exchange with students from abroad. So alumni who support their alma must appointed as Tokyo Tech ambassadors. There may be a Tokyo Tech ambassadors near you, so and you can also hear from your seniors. So please visit this site. Okay, so lastly, so our latest challenge to evolve is our planned integration with Tokyo Medical and Dental Universities. The merger was announced last autumn, and all faculty and staff members are working together to coordinate the launch of the new universities, tentatively called Institute of Science Tokyo or Tokyo Kagaku Daigaku in Japanese, around fall 2024. So it should be this new university that you all enroll in. Okay, that's all from me. So thank you for your attention, and I'm looking forward to seeing you as a regular student again here, Tokyo Tech. Okay, so I want to hand over. So now I would like to turn to Ms. Sipra, so who is currently studying at our university. Is it okay, Sipra?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Please allow me to share screen.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to Study in Japan meeting. This is Shipra and I've been living in Japan for 7 years. Today I'll be sharing my experiences regarding that. So I come from Jaipur and I came here directly for my bachelor's. And right now I'm pursuing master's in information communications in one of the natural language processing lab. For my bachelor's, I was a mixed scholar and right now I'm a private student. So you can ask about private or mixed scholarship later. And for my bachelor's, I came here because I was interested in anime, wanted to understand it by learning Japanese more. And the institutes here, they have very good reputations, and Japan is kind of famous for robots. So I wanted to build one myself, and my parents wanted to send me to safe place, so they had no problem about sending me to Japan. After coming here, I discovered that learning Japanese, it does take time. So joining class or a Japanese club would be fun, but it is not much required in research or tech field. For example, in IT field, you can easily function without it. And if you have N3 or N2, it's really helpful. As for the institutes, the courses here are very flexible. It leaves you with more time to explore your research or club or the things you are interested in. And the people here, they are kind, honest, and modest. So the stories of purses that are lost being returned, they are very much true. But only a few programs are taught complete in English for the bachelor's program. I did all Japanese bachelor's program. It had 1 year of language school and 4 years of undergrad studies under the mixed scholarship. And for this, there is no Japanese test, and the syllabus is similar to JEE. It provides with 120K yen as a stipend. Is this 120K sufficient? I would say yes, because the dorm apartments, they cost about 40-60K, utilities 10 to 15K, food 20-30K, transportation, health, and other things from 15 to 40K. So you can easily manage in 85. And if you are very much into spending around 150K, but this is without tuition. For the tuition, it costs around 600K for the yearly fees and 300K for the enrollment fees. This is a little bit expensive than India, but very much less than our Western counterparts. And students there, they mostly live in private apartments, but international students are prioritized for the initial 1 or 2 years. So you can apply to that. One thing to note, there is no mess system here like in India, so you have to either dine out, do self-cooking, or depend on school cafeteria. And school cafeteria does provide with healthy, good food priced around 300 to 700 yen. And if you are a completely veg person, then you have Indian restaurants, vegan restaurants, and self-cooking to depend on. For transportation, like trains and buses, they are available at every 15 to 20 minutes of a walking distance. So it is very convenient. And they also have national health insurance policy. It covers 70% of the medical expenses. So one doctor visit would cost around 200 to 2,000 to 4,000 yen, which is decent here. As for masters, I think most of the students in science field, they go for higher studies here. And the master's programs, they mostly focus on research. So there are many advanced course subjects. But if you want to study from basics, there are institutes like NIST or JAST that offer that. And here, to facilitate that research, we join lab at the time of admission. So you usually need professor's approval to take the exam. So it is highly advised that you contact your professor early of your fields of interest and email all the professors in a lab to increase your chances of getting a reply. So Professor Hayashi has already explained the admission and application procedure. So it generally takes around 1 year for the sponsored or the studies with a scholarship, and for the self-sponsored, the application is for half a year. The exams are conducted in English, and the interviews and research proposal, it all depends on your lab and department. For the scholarship, you can apply to the public scholarships like Next and JASO, but these are usually embassy or university recommended. And for the private ones, you can apply to after getting admission to the university, but it depends on your GPA, publications, and nationality, etc. factors. So as for Tokyo Tech, I joined this because it is a very a strong research university in Japan, and it has various programs in English for masters and PhD, and we have around almost same number of undergrad and postgrad students. Further, it also provides many exchange programs with institutes all over the world, so you can go to abroad from here. And if you join us, you can contact ISAT, Indian Student Association at Tokyo Tech. We will be happy to help and assist you. So find the university that suits you the best, depending upon the type of programs, classes, scholarship, and do talk to the students of the lab that you are going to join. It provides you an idea about the future career paths and about your supervisor and the country, your expense, income level, safety level, wealth distribution, and the people that you are going to live with, the novelty, your adaptability, etc., etc. And good luck for your abroad studies. Thank you. I rushed it, but yeah. If there are any questions.
Yes, thank you, Professor, and thank you, Shipra, for giving us insights into the Tokyo Tech University. It's a very research-oriented university and also ranks in one of the top QS rankings. So let's look into the Q&A portal. So there are many questions uh, about the admission process. So did you have to give any entrance exams, Shipra, like to get into the university? Did you
Actually, I joined by the procedure that is usually taken by Japanese students. So I gave an exam in Japanese. Maybe Hayashi Sensei would be more suited to answer this question for the international students.
So it depends on the each department. I'm belong to a School of Life Science Technologies. So in our cases, no need to learn about the Japanese. But in some, I'm not sure about the other department situations. So yeah, you can freely consult the matter with. But maybe as for the graduate student, so there's no need to learn about the Japanese. So even for the entrance examinations. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, don't worry.
Yes, thank you, Professor. And so is the entrance exam online or offline? Some students wanted to know if, like, do they have to travel from India to come and give the entrance exam?
During the COVID time, it was online,
I see.
but right now, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Most probably it should be.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My network condition is not so good. I'm sorry. So
No
I have,
problem.
as for the COVID-19 so situations,
I was
may I ask
asking,
you-
Professor, if the entrance exam is online or offline. Do students have to travel from India to give the entrance exam?
Okay. So as for the entrance examination of the IGP, so online will be available. So no need to come to Japan directly. Okay. So even about the entrance examination, so we can set up the entrance examination online. Okay. So
Okay.
don't worry. Also.
Yes, I think that is good. And the other question is, I think this one goes to Shipra. So what are some extracurricular activities in the university?
Oh, there are many. If you are into coding, there are competitive clubs and the robotics club. And if you like, I personally joined a language club in which you get one partner to practice Japanese with, and there are international clubs that explore campuses. Like there are too many to choose from. You can have anything.
Yeah, also because there are so many international students already. So yeah, I guess maybe there is not such a categories about the international clubs. So you means international student can belong to the all clubs without any hesitations or concerns. So don't worry. Yes, also.
Yes, thank you, Professor. And there's another student who wants to know about Technology and Innovation Management Program of Tokyo Tech.
Is it okay
Can you
for
please share more details about Technology and Innovation Management Program of Tokyo Tech?
Okay. So we have our own initiative about the innovation and so starting up. So because Tokyo Tech is an industrial university, so in Japan, so our university is one of the uniquest ones. So especially for implementation of a research result. So there are so many opportunities to do internship or to collaborate with the companies. So because we have already have our own consortium of companies, not only domestic but also international companies. So you can easily get a chance to communicate with the industries, companies. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Professor. It sounds like a very interesting program, especially for students who are interested in MBA and who are looking into management programs. I think you can consider looking into this program.
So yeah, of course, there is some courses about MBA, but I'm not sure about their situations. So because I'm not how to say businessman. So, but anyway, so I have heard about the such a courses also. So we have started about the new entrepreneurship education systems from this year. So all of us students, we will provide such opportunities. So because not as a business, but as a future scientist, we have to cultivate research mind to change our world a better place. So yeah, so also we have already get the trust from the companies, so you can easily communicate with the companies. So is it okay to answer to your questions?
Yes, thank you, Professor. I think we have answered almost all the questions. We'll take one last question, which is, I think you might have mentioned in your presentation the application deadline for undergraduate student to
Okay.
enroll in 2024.
Okay. So yeah, student or how to say, so you have to how to say, so look at the website. So because the schedules will be revised, so I'm not sure about the current deadlines. So you have to check the deadlines through our website. Maybe our staffs will provide you the information about the URL, so through chat. So please refer to the website.
Yes, thank you, Professor, for answering all the questions and for a very wonderful presentation about the Tokyo Tech. And also thank you, Shipra, for joining us today and sharing your experience of studying in Tokyo Tech. It
Yeah,
was
thank you for
very
your
beneficial
participation.
to the students. Thank you once again. Let's move on to the next university. So we have reached almost to the end of today's webinar. So now we have the Tokyo University of Foreign Studies. So it was founded in 1873 as a national unit. It's a national university specializing in foreign languages, international studies, and area studies. So we usually get many requests from the students. Can I pursue like masters in Japanese language or in foreign languages? So yes, there are universities like Tokyo University of Foreign Studies, which give admissions in that. And it also offers over 27 languages from 14 regions, including Arabic, and Hindi is also one of them. So it also actively promotes research through international conferences and symposiums, and encourages cultural exchange through events like through many events, and where students showcase their diverse performances. So now with this, I would like to invite Ms.Rie ISHIDA from the Tokyo University of Foreign Studies to share us more details about the university.
Okay, thank you very much for the beautiful introduction. My name is Rie Ishida of Tokyo University of Foreign Studies. So let me start sharing my screen. Hope it works. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so let me start. Today, I would like to concentrate on one of the master's program that we have called Peace and Conflict Studies course. I have been reading the questions that many of you have been typing into the Q&A box, and I understand that many of you were looking for a master's program, and some of you have asked about whether Japanese proficiency is necessary or not. For this Peace and Conflict Studies course that we have is a master's program, and the language of instruction is English, meaning all the courses are offered in English. The students will write their master's thesis in English as well. There is no Japanese proficiency required for this program, okay? And this Peace and Conflict Studies course is situated within our Graduate School of Global Studies. Okay, we have several courses within the graduate school, but this Peace and Conflict Studies course is the only English degree master's program that we have. Okay. The title of the degree granted upon completion is Master of Arts in International Studies. This program is relatively small in size, accepting between 10 to 12 students per year. And let me introduce the 3 full-time professors who are teaching at this course. The reason why I am specifically mentioning this is that one of the main features of this Peace and Conflict Studies course is that the students will choose the supervisor that they would like to study under. It's not the university designating the student or their supervisor. The students will meet with each one of them once they enter this program, discuss about your research topic, how you would like to conduct your research, and then students can decide the supervisor. We currently have 3 full-time professors. Professor Matsunaga specializes in contentious politics. Professor Shinoda specializes in peace-building policies and conflict analysis. Professor Yoshizaki specializes in international relations and international security. Okay. I mentioned before that we are relatively small in size. Each year we are accepting between 10 to 12 students a year. But overall, including our alumni, the students come from diverse backgrounds, more than 85 countries. Currently, our students are, those who are currently enrolled in our program right now comes from countries such as Uganda, Egypt, Nigeria, Mongolia, India, Turkey, Ghana, South Sudan, United States, Mexico, to name a few. As you can see, they come from diverse background, and one of our main features, again, is that the students can discuss and have an experience with these diverse background students. As for the curriculum, this is the master's program. It is 2 years. And we accept new students in October of each year. Once they enter, they will be asked to attend 3 mandatory courses: core seminar, PCS research methodology, and global studies. Each one of these courses are offered by the 3 full-time professors that I just mentioned. So all of the students will be accustomed to the way that each professors are teaching. Apart from that, the students will be able to choose from diverse backgrounds. Diverse elective courses, such as gender and peace, conflict and social change, Japan's security policy and conflict resolution, refugees and forced migration studies, to name a few. After the students take the mandatory classes and some from the elective courses, once they enter the second year, they will again have 2 mandatory courses: Thesis Seminar 1 and Thesis Seminar 2. These thesis seminars are team teaching by all 3 professors, and also peer teaching, meaning that the students will discuss and elaborate their thesis together. And after the second year, at the end of the second year, the students will submit their master's thesis written in English. You are probably wondering what kind of topics that you can study here at this Peace and Conflict Studies course. As many of our students do come from conflict-affected countries, they often choose the topic that is related to their own countries. However, some of the students have taken up topics that is specifically related to Japan, such as the US and Japan status of force agreement in the island of Okinawa, or the military law in Japan. Probably now you're thinking about what kind of career opportunities there are after you graduate from this program. Up until probably 5-6 years ago, most of the students returned back to their own country to take up positions in the governmental offices and international organizations or international NGOs. But more recently, it seems that many of the students wishes to stay in Japan after graduating from this program. I have to be honest in saying that it is very difficult to find a job in Japan in this field of international cooperation. Those who have decided to stay in Japan has taken up positions in the private sectors in a kind of a different fields, such as IT-related companies or news agencies, or some have decided to teach their language here in Japan. Others have decided to pursue into the doctoral program, either here at this university or universities in and out of Japan. What we can say about our program is that we have a very strong alumni network. We have a so-called PCS workshop every year to connect our current students and the alumni. So if any of you, the current students are interested in working in other countries where our alumni is working, they can consult with them. If they are researching on some of the topics that is related to the countries that our alumni are in, they can also contact the alumni to conduct the field research in the area that they are interested in. Now, going into the expense issues. I understand that expense is a very big issue that you need to consider when you consider studying in Japan. As a national university, our academic fees are relatively low compared with the private universities in Japan. As for living expense, we are located in Tokyo, and probably you will imagine that the rent and the expense are quite high. However, we are located in the suburb of Tokyo, about 30 to 40 minutes of a train ride from downtown Tokyo, where it is located in a very quiet and safe environment. And the rent is relatively low compared with downtown Tokyo. As the other university has been explaining, the living expense, we can say that the average is about 100,000 yen per month. Okay, it all depends on how much you eat or how much you go out, but basically the average will be around 100,000 yen per month. As for the scholarship, this Peace and Conflict Studies course comes with the Japanese government scholarship opportunity. Those who wish to become the professionals in this post-conflict peace building, this program has been designated as the Special Graduate Program for the Japanese government scholarship, meaning that there will be a preferential allocation of scholarships to the students of this program. The number of grantees are 3, okay? And how we would screen is that we will recommend to the Japanese government 3 applicants with the outstanding admission results who have applied during the designated period who also meet the eligibility for the scholarship. What do I mean by eligibility of the scholarship? Here is the additional eligibility that you need to meet if you wish to apply for the Peace and Conflict Studies course under the Japanese government scholarship. Here are some of the additional eligibility, not all, so I need you to check with the admission information, but the major additional eligibility requirements are you need to be the holder of an excellent academic record. Japanese government has their own way of calculation with the 3.0 as the full mark. Within that, you need to have more 2.30 or above regarding your most recent academic institution. There is also an age eligibility that you need to be born on or after April 2nd. You also need to have a high English proficiency. Okay? Although you do not need any Japanese proficiency, but you do need a high English proficiency. All the details are written in the admission information. So please download the admission information from the QR code stated here. I will also type into the chat box after my presentation the links that you need to check. Okay. As for the schedule, if you wish to apply for this PCS course under the Japanese government scholarship, please note that the deadline is early, February 5th. If you're going to apply for as a privately funded student, the application period goes up to May. But please note that for those who wish to apply for PCS course under the Japanese government scholarship, the deadline is early. Okay. Maybe some of you may not be eligible for the Japanese government scholarship, but we also have another financial support only for the students of this Peace and Conflict Studies course. The top 5 students entering this course as a privately funded student will be granted with the admission fee exemption and tuition exemption. So our recommendation for you is to prepare your application very well. Please understand the field of Peace and Conflict Studies course, okay? If you're still a student at the undergraduate program, we recommend you to take some of the courses that are related to international relations or some of the political science fields. If you do not have any English proficiency test score, please prepare for and take the English proficiency test. If you are graduating from a degree program that is an English-based program, please submit a certificate issued by your institution that states that the program that you have graduated from is and was offered all in English. Find a topic of interest. Be specific. Don't just say that I am interested in Peace and Conflict Studies course. Find a topic that you can really devote the 2 years of studying here at this Peace and Conflict Studies course. Again, please go over and read the admission information thoroughly and carefully. All the information are stated there. Lastly, let me give you one of the comments from our students who are studying at this program, and she is from India. So let me share her, let me share her comments with you, okay?
Hello, everybody. My name is Inika Hazarika, and I'm from Assam, which is in Northeast India. And I did my BA in Shivnada University as a sociology student. And now I'm doing my master's here in Peace and Conflict Studies here at Tokyo University of Foreign Studies. And I was actually going to go to another place. I was looking at multiple options back then for my master's, but then I found this program in Tufts, and I realized that it could be a good way for me to extend my studies in sociology if I look at it from a social science and peace and conflict point of view, to look at issues from a macro point of view. And I have I've had a very good experience here so far, and this includes my cohort who are from various countries across the world, a lot of them African countries, and then there's Russia and the US and Mexico. So I think a lot of my experiences are based on my interactions with my classmates and my friends who are my friends now, and I I've really enjoyed I've completed 1 year here, and this is my second year, and we are so what I'm working so now it's time for a thesis, and what I'm working on is ethnic conflict in Northeast India, and I'm getting the level of care and attention that a thesis deserves, and we have sort of monthly or weekly meetups where I have peers and professors commenting on my work, and that I think that is something that I wouldn't have gotten anywhere else. And my life here in Japan also has been very, I don't know what the word is, but it's been very smooth in a way. And a lot of that comes from the financial support that I have received from the university, which includes an exemption for my admission and tuition fees here for 2 years, and as well as various other support for my living costs as well. And it's I would really recommend coming here. At least I know that in India especially we have a lot of, I don't know, there's kind of societal pressure in wanting to go to the US or the UK, but I think Japan is a great option to consider, especially in terms of life lived here, which I think is important for a student. It's not just about the brand name of a university in that sense, but to look at the other factors as well, your cohort, your professors, the kind of relationship you can have with the community, And the safety, I think Japan is a very safe place. And coming from India, I think that's something I really appreciated. The fact that I can walk around late at night, from the station to my house and not worry too much about getting there. And yeah, and in terms of, it's great also when you're not studying to go explore Japan in general. That's something I never thought I could do. I thought I would one day come here as a tourist, maybe, but never thought I would get to live here and explore the place. So I'm very happy to be here and to talk to you today about.
Okay, so that was the message from one of our students. I hope you have enjoyed her comments. Thank you very much for listening. If you have any questions, please contact us at the Global Admissions Office. I will type into the chat box all the links that I just mentioned. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ishida-san, for your presentation. It covered almost all the details, and we get many questions, especially in these non-STEM fields, like where we can pursue higher studies. So I think Tokyo University of Foreign Studies is one such place. Let's look into the Q&A portal now. There are some questions about the financial support from Japan. So, like you have mentioned, there are scholarships from like Mixed and JASO. So, are there any other scholarships which are offered by the university other than the popular scholarships?
Yes, what I can say from my side is that one of the financial support that we have is the admission fee exemption and also tuition exemption. But if you wish to have the monthly stipend as the scholarship, we do help our international students to apply for scholarships provided by private foundations in Japan. Many of them do require Japanese proficiency for those foundation scholarship. However, there are some that one may apply in English, and we will provide our students with those information, and we will also assist the students for the application.
Okay, thank you. And another question I have is, I'm quite intrigued about this peace and conflict studies, which you have mentioned today. So what do the graduates end up doing in, like which sector do they go?
Yes, as I mentioned before, those students who have returned back to their countries, some of them have taken up positions in the governmental offices like Ministry of Foreign Affairs, or international NGOs. However, if they want to stay in Japan, I have to say that there's not much opportunity in this field of peace and conflict studies course in Japan. So they have decided to take up positions in the private sectors, completely kind of different from this field, such as maybe IT-related companies, news agencies, and to be honest, some have decided to take up the positions as a language teachers for the time being. And while teaching the language, they also start looking for the other opportunities in Japan. That's the truth, I have to say.
Yes, that's quite true, because we as humans, we have multiple interests. So say someone is like wants to do more research or wants to know more about the peace and conflicts or the international relations. So yes, they can pursue studies, and simultaneously we can grow our skill set in other fields as well, so that we become employable in other departments. Thank you so much, Ishida-san.
Thank you very much.
And looking at some other questions. So is there any deadline for the next 2024 admission process?
Yes, I just mentioned before, as the other universities have saying, please check the university website for the details regarding the admission. For this Peace and Conflict Studies course, as I mentioned before, there are 2 deadlines. Okay, if they wish to apply for this course with the Japanese government scholarship opportunity, the deadline will be in February 5th of 2024. But if you already have the other scholarship, or if you're willing to apply as a privately funded student, the deadline will be in early May 2nd. But please, again, check the admissions information. I have typed into the chat box all the links that have the admission information. So please download the admission information and go over it carefully. If you have any questions, you can always contact us at the Global Admissions Office.
Yes, thank you, Prof. Ishida-san, for your presentation today. And let's end the session with one last question. So, which is, what is the usual, because waiting period is very anxious first, like it makes students also very anxious. So usually how much time does it take to get the decision from the university?
Oh, okay. What I can say for this Peace and Conflict Studies course, we will ask you to apply by early February if you wish to study under the Japanese government scholarship. But the official announcement will be at the late June. I have to say that there's a long period between, but we have to say that the official announcement made by the MEX in Japan will be in late June.
Okay, yes. I hope students have noted the deadlines, because almost this is the month where the admission process starts. So like January and February. So if you are ready with all the documents, it becomes easier like later in the coming months. So I think we can end the presentation here. Thank you so much, Ishida-san, for joining us today and giving us more details about the Tokyo University of Foreign Studies. Let me share the agenda slide again. So we have reached almost the end of the webinar. I once again thank all the panelists and also the attendees for joining us in today's webinar and making it a very insightful and knowledgeable one. So we are very grateful for your time, effort, and the dedication you have showed in sharing the information about your universities and programs. So a special thank you to all the participants who joined us today. So your active engagement and participation has made this webinar a very insightful one. And we hope the information provided by the students by the universities is very insightful, and it will help you in making an informed decision about joining which university or what program or course to study. So please feel free to contact the University of Tokyo India office in case you have any questions. So, and also to stay tuned for the upcoming webinars, you can scan this QR code so that you can register for the upcoming webinars as well. And we can end the webinar session today here. So thank you once again, everyone, for your presence and your contribution. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors.